Hi guys, welcome back. This is now issue 30 of Build the Classic Routemaster. So in this issue, looks like we're going to be doing the exhaust pipe. We're going to fit that. So, yeah, as I said before, I hope everyone had a really nice Christmas and a New Year. So in 2019 now, it's mad. I think the years go so quick now, and yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like I've been doing this build that long, but I've been doing it quite a few months. So obviously I'm in issue 30 now. Still behind with other people, but no, it's all good. So yeah, without further ado, let's get down, crack on, and get this fitted. Because this afternoon I have my last 3 issues of R2D2 to film as well, so I'm going to get that up and running, and I'm excited to get that done. So let's get this. This is the last issue I've got. Hopefully I'll have another delivery before next week, and I have actually just received today, I'm filming this on Saturday, the replacement issue 28. However, I don't need it now. Luckily where the pipe broke, I glued it back together. It was a very strong fit, and where I've put it into the actual bus, that part is hidden, so I'm happy. So I don't need to strip it down again. So yeah. Anyway, let's go down, get on with issue 30. So I'm just going to open up the pack. We'll check off all the parts. And get building. So here we go. So this is the exhaust system. And everything seems to be okay. So we've got 30A, which is this silencer top, 30B, which is the silencer bottom. So A and B. C is in this pack here. Let me see. So this is 30C, which is obviously the exhaust pipe part of it. We've got 30D, which is this part here, which is again names the exhaust pipe. Okay, and then we've also got 30E, which again, you guessed it, is more of the exhaust pipe. And then we've also got some CM screws and some DP screws there. So that is all the parts. They're all intact, which is a good thing. So let's crack on with the build. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is take the silencer top 30A, which is this part here with these 2 fixing points on. Let me just move down and get a good focus. So yeah, you've got a fixing point there. You can see by the angle of those fixing points, this is going to sit at some sort of angle on the vehicle. Work on the underside, supporting the frame carefully, taking care not to rest the assembly on the engine parts. Identify the 2 holes. Okie doke. So, what can we do here? We're going to need to somehow lift this up off the ground, so think. Because obviously we need to turn it upside down. I don't want it to be hitting the engine. Okay, bear with me 2 secs. Okay, so here we go. I've managed to sort something out. I've dug out, so I've obviously put the Christmas decks and stuff down. And in there I have a little stack of Christmas DVDs that I get out every Christmas. So, Home Alone's at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this bit of tape. This was just a warning for me that there was a fragile part here. And we're going to be working just here. There's one hole just there, and then you've got a hole there, and that is where we're going to fix that exhaust pipe. And I have just misplaced it there. I need to find it again. I just had it. Oh dear, I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. There it is, over there, look. Okay, so as I say, we're going to work on there, and we're going to pop that in, and it's just going to sit in those holes like that at an angle. So we'll have to line those screw holes up. Okay, and we're going to fit them into place with CM screws. So I'm just going to grab them out. And get the screwdriver. I need to get more organised. But, oh, it just shows that this isn't rehearsed. This is just straight out the bag and down to the nitty gritty. So, okay, so yeah, we're going to fix that into place with the 2 CM screws. Now, I'm not sure how awkward this is going to be, because that screw is slightly hidden. However, there is just enough clearance there, so that is fine. So that is one in. Just changing the screwdriver head because that one was a little bit too small. Okay, and then I'm just going to get the other screw in, lined up. And 2. Okay, so I'm happy with that. That is solid. There is a little bit of movement on there, but that is just the actual plastic brackets moving, so don't be too hard on this when you're fitting it. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is take the exhaust pipe 30C. Okay, so that is this part here. And the straight part will go through this cross member in here, and there is a hole there. It's going to be awkward for me to show you, but you can see there where it's going through. There is a hole there, so we're going to line that up there. Okay, and then I'm just going to swing you round a bit. On this end, you've got another bracket here with a hole. It's going to line up with this hole here, this raised hole, and it's going to line up just there. Okay, and then it will sit like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a DP screw into this section here. So I'm going to do that first, and it's really important. I mean, it probably says in the manual, to be fair, but we need to support the bottom of this part here, because if you push down on that, it is going to possibly damage something. So I'm just going to put my finger underneath there to give that as much support while I'm screwing that down. Obviously we're going into plastic with a DP screw, so it's actually fairly easy, but I'm happy that that is now secure. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a CM screw. So that was a DP, and we want a CM screw to attach this hole here, this bracket. Brilliant, and that is really secure. So I'm really happy with that. Let's go into plan. Okay. Once we've done that, we're going to move on to stage 3, and that's to fit the next section of exhaust pipe 30D, which is this straight part here, with, well, I think that may be a catalytic converter, perhaps. I don't know if the Routemasters had them, or a silencer. No, because that's the silencer. This must be a catalytic converter, perhaps. That is going to go on the other side of this silencer here. So it's showing in the magazine that we need to turn the chassis over, but then we're going to have to turn it back again anyway, so I don't think there's any need for that. So what I'm going to do is just literally lift, well, maybe even just tuck it in. You've got these openings here, so I'm just going to slide the exhaust in through the openings, and then it will line up just there. Okay, and I'm going to do it that way round to save messing around. And then what we need to do is get a DP screw. Now this is going to be fairly tricky, I think. I'm just going to get a DP screw. And it's going to be difficult for my Oreo screwdriver to actually fit through there. Oops, so I'm going to have to revert to the Routemaster screwdriver because it's got a thin head. And then I'm going to try get it down into there, because it's slightly off center. No, that didn't work. And I've lost the screw. There it is. Okay, so the first thing I can actually see is there's a bit of paint in the way on there, so I'm just gonna put the screw through just to free that up a bit. Okay, so let's try again. So I'm going to slide it in, place it in there. This is really fiddly, I'm not going to lie, but we'll get there. I'd rather use the Oreo because it's got a stronger grip. No, dropped it. Okay, so what I'm going to do I bought one of these magnetizers. I'm just going to magnetize the screwdriver a bit more to see if that'll aid me a little bit better. I mean, it is holding the screw, and what you do is you just put the screwdriver in there and run it through a few times. And we'll see if that holds that a little bit more. Okay, I think I've got that. So now I'm going to slide it along and just hold underneath the silencer and then carefully screw that down. And it is sort of screwing in at an angle, but I can't help that. I'm going to try the Oreo again, just see if I can get it in. It doesn't really fit, but on the other hand, it's the only way. Okay, I think that's gone in enough. That was very tricky. As you can see, you can't, from the top angle, you can't see the screw. You're not directly in line with it. I mean, you could perhaps remove this bar, but I think there's quite a lot of work involved, because I don't think it will just fall out, because you're going to have to undo all of this. So you will have to just struggle along with that. But that is in and secure, so I'm happy. Okay, so with that part out the way, okay, this is where it's going to get interesting. We need to then fit the silencer top, which I've got here. And you'll notice it's got a notch on it, and that notch is going to face this side where this joint is, so it's going to go on like that, and we're going to slide that in like that, and then we need to turn this over, and for this I don't think we're going to need the DVDs, because obviously we're going to be on the wheels at this stage. So we need to hold that silencer on. Oh, be careful of all your fragile bits. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a screw in to hold that now while I'm in an awkward angle. And we're going to use 3 DP screws. So I'm just going to put one in the middle. Like so. And then I'm going to do this one here. Just support it from underneath, because you don't want to snap anything. And then another DP screw. And that's the thing I like about this build. I mean, it can be frustrating when, you know, you can't get into things, but it's a challenge, isn't it? You know, if it was just, oh, place that on there, blah, bang, done, I think you would get quite bored. So this is a very challenging build, and I think that's what I like about it. because you have to use your brain and think, oh, how can I do that? What's the best way of doing it? So everyone's going to have their different opinions on doing things. I mean, some people may have stripped some of this back down to get into it properly. Chances are you've probably just struggled along with what you've got. Okay, so that is done. That's the silencer complete. So next, okie doke. Right, we're going to need to turn this round. This is a little bit confusing, but I think I've got it. This last pipe, we're going to connect, obviously, this part onto the top of this part here. And then this hole is actually going to fit on the bottom of this part on the engine here. So what it wants us to do is from underneath, we're going to push the straight part up there. Let me move this so you can see. Okay, so that will line up with the hole. No, that hasn't worked because that won't give it enough clearance. So from underneath, we're going to have to go up through this part here. Possibly. Okay. According to the magazine, it looks like it wants us to go up this part, up this side, and then up there round, but that won't work because that's stopping that sitting there. So I think the manual is slightly confusing, so I think it actually wants it to go underneath there, up there, and then chivvy along, so that joins up. And then that will join up into the bottom of there. Okay, yeah, so that has now gone in. It was a bit of a fiddle. I don't even know if I can get this out again now. Yeah, I can. Okay, so let's do that again, just for those that might be confused. So we want it this way round. Going to go underneath, up, over here, twizzle that round, then you want to go up in there, and I don't know if you can see, there's a slight notch just here on this beam. That is where the pipe's going to sit on at the bottom. Okay, then you want to get the pipe up onto the peg at the bottom of this part here, and then it should just fit nicely into place. Okay, and there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to use 2 DP screws to secure this middle part here. Again, hold that in place. And that's one, and that went in quite a long way, quite a lot of turns. But I've just stopped just as it was getting, just as it tightened, because obviously you don't want to break the plastic. As I say, there's a lot of turns on that. There we go. And that is the exhaust fitted. Okie doke. And that looks good to me. So there we go. Yeah, that is the complete exhaust system now fitted. So it comes from the engine underneath up there to what I assume to be the catalytic converter, through there into the silencer, through this beam, and then the exhaust exits. So I'm going to show you just down here on this side here. Okay, so that was it. That was do you know what? It was a frustrating issue in some respects, but actually it was a really enjoyable issue as well. It's weird. I just really enjoyed that one. So yeah, that is it now till next week. Hopefully I will have another delivery before next Wednesday, as normal. If not, I do apologise, and I'll get it out as soon as I can. So whether it be Thursday, I will get one out as soon as it comes. It should be here. I've never had a problem yet, touch wood. Okay, so I just need to say also, thank you so much for the coffees that have been bought for me. I really appreciate it, and it just, you know, it makes me feel good to know that people are enjoying my content. And yeah, there was two people very recently that have contributed to that, and you know who you are. Thank you so much. It does mean a lot. One of them is actually about the third time now. I'm just amazed. Thank you so much. It does mean, genuinely means a lot to me. So yeah, that's it for me anyway. So please like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I also do the DeLorean build. I'm just about to film the last 3 R2-D2 magazines, and I'm not going to bring them out every week. I'm just going to knock them out when they're done, and that'll be an end to the R2-D2 build. So that is quite emotional, because I've got 3 on the go, and it's going to go down to 2, and my DeLorean is nearly finished, as you can see. I mean, there's only what we on, I think there's about 25 issues left, I think. But I think it's all cosmetic pretty much. I think most of the electrics are done on it, and it's just tightening things about and details. So that's nearly done. So then I'm going to be just down to the Routemaster for now. I don't know what I'm going to do going forward yet. I need to look at finances and things, and see when I can do something else. But I need something that's going to spark my interest. I don't just want to do something for the sake of it, you know. You know, I've got the DeLorean, which is nearly done, which is amazing. The Routemaster there, which is, I'm just so looking forward to next year, just to carry on with that. There's so much coming, and obviously my R2-D2, which is in bits now, but next time you see a video, it probably won't be on the shelf because it'll be complete and too big. So I'm gonna have to find somewhere else for him. It's difficult with the shelves. I can't move this shelf here because this is actually 2 bookshelves, and I've screwed them together. So these are unmovable. I can move the other shelves, but obviously I need to leave room for the other models. So we'll see. I might have to get rid of the top shelf. And then obviously move this one up, and maybe put the DeLorean down here, and put R2 in there perhaps, but we'll see. I'll sort that out. Anyway, enough blabber. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you do wish to buy me a coffee, there is a link in the description below. But for now, take care. God bless.